All right, YouTube. Target individual here, coming back with another video. I just want to basically say this. This is going to be real short, straight to the point, okay? I talk about my life as a target individual because I feel the need to. Being quiet about what's happening to you is not going to help anyone else. And it really ain't going to help you. So, by you, I'm going to say by me putting out these videos, I feel like no matter if, whatever they do to me, somebody may see them and it may help them. And another point, okay, if you read the Bible, everyone in the Bible, you know, they talk about what happened to them. All the prophets in the Bible, okay? And to me, all of the TIs, in my mind, you know, by them telling their story, in my mind, to me, I don't care what nobody else think, they are prophets to me because I learned from them, and they possibly can learn from me uh, future situations that may happen with them. And it's just like just like the Messiah in the scriptures, he talked about everything they did to him. He put it in the Bible and told, basically he wanted it to be in the Bible for people to read so they can know what to be aware of when they come across the serpent seed, Satan's children. Okay? And that's what gang stalking is. It's the same thing. That's what they were doing to him. They was basically gang stalking. It's just this is the name we don't gave it. But back then, it was called crucifying. They was crucifying him. Everything that they're doing now is the same thing that happened back then. The whole thing. All right. The whole scheme of it all comes from Nazi Germany. Okay? Nazi Germany, the Stasi's, that's the whole thing come from them. So we know that was part of Hitler's reign on the earth. All right, no matter if people believe that or not, that's where it comes from. So all the other countries have adopted this technology and they're using it right now on their civilians also. So this is a worldwide thing. It's a new world order. This is a part of it, okay? It has to happen in order for the Messiah to come here and destroy here. Okay? That's what's gonna happen. All of them gonna be worshiping, basically the satanic system, the beast system, and that's what's gonna bring them back here. So if you're a target and they try to set you up, talk about it. Even if they making these videos and doing deep fake videos, who gives a shit? At this point, it really doesn't matter, okay? Because like I said, you can do whatever you want to do to me, us, whoever. But long as it's out there, and you're basically whether people believe it or not, because I talk about bizarre stories. People may say, well, that's just your own thoughts. No, I know what my own thoughts are. Okay, these are set up attempts that didn't work. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm still here. You know. Now, if they were successful at these things, I would be incarcerated or dead. Something like that. But I'm not. You know why? Because they didn't succeed of doing what they were trying to do. But anyhow, they still trying. So the more that I put these videos out, it makes me feel better because I have proof of these things as far as me making video statements. Now, if people watching them, oh well, it doesn't matter if they not. But I'm still putting it out there, okay? And like I said, if it wasn't for the Messiah putting out, his story in the Bible, uh, and I think it was Peter had a couple things that he said that went on with him, and there's so many so many others that are in the Bible. So if that wasn't true, then why is it happening now? It's the exact same stuff. The exact same stuff. Okay? So rejoice, you know what I mean? If you're a target individual and you haven't sold out to Satan, and you may make mistakes, but you gotta understand you have protection. You have protection around you. No matter if they attack you or not, they can't do too much to you right now besides set you up so they can attack you. So that's why I put these videos out there, because it help someone to not fall, you know. So, if you feel that something ain't right and you think about it, you're like, oh, wait a minute, this is something that I heard before already. You see what I'm saying? Or something may have already happened, and you watch a target individual video, and then that's when you'll start figuring out you're a target. That's what happened with me. You know, I ended up going through V2K before before I even really realized it. Like I said, it was a couple things that made me start looking around to see, doing researches to figure it out. But I was noticing things before the V2K. I was noticing things before it, and that's why I think they went ahead and used it, because that was like one of the things that they used to always say whenever they first turned me on to V2K. They used to always say, "Oh, you're trying to figure out what's going on," and I really wasn't trying to figure out what's going on. I just knew that some kind of way I was being spied on through my phone, and I knew that I was being followed around because people was doing crazy stuff in traffic, where I'll have someone driving beside me, and if I look over, they'll hide their face. You know what I'm saying? And it was just so many other things that made me start realizing that I was being followed. You know what I'm saying? And people was saying stuff about what happened at my house, at my job. So that's how I knew that was them trying to let me know what they was doing. And then once they tried to carry out, like, I don't know what, excuse me, I don't know what kind of attack this was, but I mean, I've told the story before. I feel like it was a direct energy attack. And now that I've been attacked by it so many more times, I know it was a direct energy attack. Like, they tried to do it to me in my sleep the other day. Only difference was they used it on me while I was awake, and I got the effects of it. And I thought I was having a heart attack, but what it was is they was using a direct energy weapon on me to speed up my heart rate, which threw me into a panic attack. And like I said before, it caused me to be really, really hot. So that's what caused me to leave my apartment. And this is what I think they'll use on you. If they really wanted you to come out your house, they don't have to come in to get you. They can use that on you. You go to come out the house because you're gonna try to get air. It makes you if you look up active denial weapon, and you see the military use that on the people, and then you don't see it, but they pointed at them and they all start running. That's the same effect of what happened to me, and it caused me to run out the house. You know what I'm saying? And when I ran out the house, uh, I don't know if I was actually attacked by perps outside, or I just fell out there because I ran outside and got the water hose to try to cool myself down because I just knew I was in extreme heat. Like a fire. Like something was I've never been in a fire like a house fire, but I can imagine that's probably what it would feel like. But I feel like my whole body was on fire. So I just took off and ran out the doggone house, got under the water hose, and uh, passed out. But anyhow, because like I said, I blinked out once I got out there under the hose. So they could have used the perps to actually jump me outside, but I don't know. And I wanted to also point out this thing, like if you ever notice, like, this may be a little off subject, but it still has to do with remote neural monitoring. So I'm just gonna put it up there. Uh, if you ever watch like music videos and they do this thing where they wave their hand in front of their face and they be like, "You can't see me," that stuff right there, the gangs use that a lot. That's referring to remote neural monitoring. Like I told you in the other video, gangs will they have this term called "you being on watch," and watch is remote neural monitoring. But they will tell you it's like the gang is watching you, just like neighborhood watch, okay? But what'll happen is they will have the gang stalkers, which are actual street gangs, and what they will be doing is they will be the ones who will be gang stalking you and perping you, and mostly the females that are involved. These are the operators. You would never see them. Okay, these are the females. Like they may be some government workers, like people who have government jobs, but most of these women are Section 8 women, and I'm referring to in the the hood areas. They don't never go to work. Okay, if you notice, they don't never go to work. They live on Section 8 and things like that, and they have uh, the people who had the government jobs pass this technology down to them. So this is not an assumption. This is exactly what I know. All right, and what they do is they sit around their home using that shit. Using that mess on a target, and then the gangs will come in to act like they protecting the neighborhood from a terrorist, or a child molester, or what else do they say, a gay, or just they make up all kind of shit. They make up all kind of stuff, but what they leaving out is that they're actually behind the whole thing. They'll leave all that. They'll leave all the part about about them using you like a robot. They'll leave that out. And as far as like with the gangs will come in and attack that particular person. Whether it be whatever type of attack they do, they'll come in and do that, and make it as if they came to rescue someone, when in actuality they just picked someone out that they wanted to use their technology on, and basically run them crazy and put them in the ground. And this is why I say that this is the end times, because they've been doing it, and for some reason all of us that are targets, a lot of us have came to the point to understand that we are TIs. Whether it was because of them, why is it that all of a sudden all the people all over the world are waking up? Because they're in a rush. They're in a rush to basically they're trying to get something done, whether it be rounding all of us up, who knows? But I know they're not gonna continue to let us, uh, do the things that we were doing, like putting out their info. So eventually, like they did with this guy over here, this Nashville bomber guy, they blowed him up. They're gonna start doing that, that type of stuff to us, whether it be, because they always getting the target shot by the police. They always getting them put in jail for different type of crimes that they create. Because this is what this is. This is crime creation. If they can watch you through your eyes and come back 20 years later talking to you on the V2K about what you did 20 years later, they was behind it the whole time. They didn't just start watching it when you did what you did. They didn't just reach into your mind and pull all the stuff out, just out of nowhere. No, they've been doing this. They've been watching you. They be having police stingraying your phone, sitting outside your house like a block up. You know what I'm saying? Setting up stuff with, like I did the one about the child molester stuff. They set a lot of those people up. Like I got a guy that I grew up with, and the same guys that are my perpetrators, they set that guy up. We was a group of friends, okay? That guy, he ended up getting arrested. He got arrested for a child molesting case. But the thing of it is, now that I know who all the perps are, I know they did it to him. He the one made the choice to actually go forward and do the act that he did. But these guys and these chicks, they all are hiding themselves, okay? They're hiding themselves and setting people up, and they getting paid to do this, okay? And if you read the scriptures will tell you in 2 Peter, I think 2 Peter, the third verse, talks about how they will make merchandise out of you. It didn't say make merchandise out of no animals. It didn't say make merchandise out of things. It said make merchandise out of you. Y-O-U, you, as merchandise. And that's exactly what they look at us as, merchandise. Okay? Because they making money off of us all different angles. So that's why you would never really see, like I said, those females would be the ones that actually be controlling you. I've seen this. I've actually walked in to my perpetrator's apartment. Okay, she know I know who she is. This is my relative. This is my sister. All right. I walked into her apartment, and I don't know why. It's almost like God led me to her place, because I didn't even know she was there. But when I walked in, she had this setup. It was 2 computers, and the way she acted, and my nephew was there also, and it was such a funny thing for me to walk in, and he was behind in the hallway making jokes about me showing up, which, like I said, it was a surprise to her. But the way she acted and the way she carried herself while I was there just let me know that she was in on it. I haven't been back to see her since then. Don't plan on going. And but anyhow, I get messages in the comment section from people with her name, but I don't even respond to it, because that's how narcissists do. They want to have, they want to let you know that they're still around, they're still in your life type thing. But she's probably been behind a lot of the whole family's targeting also, along with a couple of my great aunts. And like it's a whole family business, and most of the targets, we're the black sheeps of the families. All right. and I didn't even know I was the black sheep of the family until the V2K. But she's been doing that the whole time, you know. And now that I know, she tries her best to continue to set me up, but it doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, T.I.'s y'all, we all have uh, a protective, you know, we have protection from the Heavenly Father, first of all, and then the Holy Spirit and the Son. But what I'm saying is, if you notice, it's like we have something like a force field around us. Now, they can't really do nothing to us unless we basically give them permission to. As far as like with this sleep stuff and all that stuff, they do stuff behind your back where you won't know it. But what I wanted to go into with the "You Can't See Me" sign, it's like they always got these gestures they do with their hands, but this swinging their hands in front of your face, and they like, "You can't see me, you can't see me." That shit, that thing right there, that's remote monitoring, because they can temporarily blind you, okay, to where they make these videos of these attacks to make it look like the target know what's going on. These people don't have a clue what's going on, okay? Like these deep fake videos and what they make, I forget what they call it. It's like spoofs porn or something like that. Those people are not even at home upstairs, because they use that technology to drop them into different states of consciousness. So you have alpha, beta, theta, and I forget the other one, but they can drop your consciousness down while you standing where you at. Okay, that's why they call it directed energy weapons. So you don't even have to be aware of what's going on. And this is how cowardly they are. They will still attack you and to tell people you knew what happened, and they know you don't know what's happened, because I've actually had like I had one of my relatives tell me, you don't know what happened, do you? You don't even know, do you? And I still didn't get an answer to that. That's why I choose to stay away from them, because it's like this here. If you choose to not tell me something that you feel like I don't know, I don't need to be around you. You're unloyal to me. And so what's the point of me being bothered with you? But like I said, when I went to this particular sister's house, she was like telling me about my brother on Facebook. And that's all I hear through V2K is this Facebook crap. So she was like, yeah, he's talking about us on Facebook. And this is just to get me all up in an uproar about him, you know. And which at the time I knew it was possible that he was, but I didn't care. I just was trying to make sure she was okay, because I had been getting distressed messages through the V2K that she was being hurt. So I'm flipping out and going to see her, because I'm hearing someone screaming, and they saying, yeah, that's your sister, and all I could think of was just to go and make sure she was okay. So when I go there, come to find out she's fine, and then I find out that she's actually the one who perped me. So, she wanted me to find that out, it's almost like they want to put that in your face to hurt you more, which it really didn't bother me that bad, because when I thought about it, I was like, man, it kind of makes sense now, because she been out of town, and I think when I was in a lockup, we were all foster kids, and we were in group homes, but they put us together toward the end of our childhood. We were teenagers, and then I left her and went back to my hometown to be with the mother of my first child. which ended up being a gang stalker perp also. You know, like the worstest one out of all of them. But anyhow, um, you know, it's like she got some type of animosity toward uh, us, you know, or maybe she just found that stuff out while she was there and decided to use it on us since she was so many miles away because they can use these weapons on you from the next city over. They don't have to be right next door to you. They can use uh, the remote neural monitoring, you know, from the next city over. Because all they need is to tap into your brainwave signature, and they use the satellite torture, and the perps. The perps can communicate with them from city to city. So that's how when you move, they carry out the same thing because they basically buy the new perps in the new city. They can buy their way into your targeting because it's all a money scheme. They got to put their money into it to get something out of it. And this is why it's so dangerous because it's got money involved in it. Like I said, you are the merchandise. So this is why they keep us alive because they want to keep doing different attacks and different things to you and to see what makes you, why is your body still you know, you recover from this attack. You know, they trying to blow your brain up out your head. And, you know, this is another reason why I know that she's involved in this too. Because my youngest sister's father, from what she told me, he did things to her when she was a child, right? And tell me why this man died from a brain aneurysm in his bed. Okay? So she's sitting out of town using this stuff and having attacks carried out on him. All right. And she doesn't like his children, which is my other sisters, because the one who's out of town, she has a different father, but we have the same mother. But anyhow, like I said, she doesn't like his children because of him and the way that he treated her as far as when we were children, which is all fucking childish. But he treated all of us bad compared to his own children. Okay, but anyhow, you can't take that out on us. We was kids too. We went through the same thing you went through, you know. And another reason I know is her and my aunts, which is my grandma's sisters. They was all involved. They all involved. And then I have my dad's sister, who's also an out of towner, but ends up trying to pop back up in the picture and making all these requests when they haven't been around, you know, to help us, to just basically grow us into productive citizens. They was nowhere to be found. Now all of a sudden, when people start passing away, they showing up, passing the torch to the next set of gang stalkers. That's all they doing. You know, I noticed all the weird activity that they was doing during funerals, and just the just obscene requests that they have. I'm like, where are you people coming from with all these requests? And you haven't been nowhere, but it's because they have been around the whole time. They make those requests so they can see what you think, because they are the ones who are on your remote monitoring, and they want to go back and manipulate them thoughts and to see what you think about stuff. Like I had my dad's sister, which is my aunt, request that I take care of him after his mom died. And I'm like, how is this a request from you, and you was never there. And then on top of that, this guy was never there. So why are you asking for me to take care of someone who treated me, terrible? Like that's just like it's just unbelievable. I can see honoring your parents, but if your parents didn't honor you, what point is that? And then I even tried to give it a shot. I would take them clothes, take them some of my clothes and stuff like that. Uh, go and see him, stuff like that. But what I realized was they just wanted me to be around him so he can do the gang stalking stuff to me. That's all it was about. It wasn't about actually creating a bond. It was because, like I said, the perpetrators, they need to be around you. They need to have communication with you. So if they don't have communication with you, they ain't got nothing else to do but use V2K. Rather if they talking on it 24/7 or not, they know that you're on it. And like I said, uh, this is another way that I knew that he was. This is my dad. This is how I knew he was actual perp. After I had the incident where I was hit with the DEW weapon, and I survived that, so I ended up going to a church after that. Like I said, I still didn't know what targeting was. So I go to this church, and I've never seen this dude anywhere in that area. This was like on the outskirts of the city where I'm actually from. And tell me why he was there along with two other guys that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But he was there at the church. The devil. You see what I'm saying? Coming to the church. And the guys at the church were gang stalking me. The counselor was gang stalking me at the church. And the dude who was doing the sermon, in front of probably like 1,000 people, was actually gang stalking me too with his message. So they do this stuff in the church. They do this stuff all the way across the board. Okay? So TIs, you guys are definitely special. So don't ever let nobody try to tell you, oh, you talking about yourself and you need to be quiet. No, don't be quiet. Tell it. Tell everybody. Make other people aware of what they doing. Rather if people just say, well, you just crazy, or, you did that yourself, let them talk, okay? Let them talk. That's the same way, when it came to Moses and the children of Israel didn't believe him and God told him, and, he was like, how am I going to get them to believe that you are who you say you are? You know what I'm saying? They were going to tell Moses he was crazy. They weren't going to listen to him. Okay? And people still don't believe the Bible. They don't believe it at all. Like they just, if you over here in America, you African American, you from the tribe of Judah. Deuteronomy, all of it explains why you here. What happened to your ancestors. It tells you that. But yet and still people say, I don't believe the Bible. Man made that stuff. No, you don't believe the Bible because you man made in the mind. You're not spiritual at all. You just corner and you don't want to believe. And that's your problem.